I just wanted to make a really quick recording on um, one-sided relationships. I feel like a lot of INFJs and other personality types that have commonality with our disposition struggle with this. And I've explored it, and I believe it's because we are so understanding and so honest with ourselves. And the people that we encounter, or most of the people we encounter, don't even know themselves, don't know, you know, they haven't even explored it. And we spend so much time like self-reflecting and trying to do like, you know, refine our inner workings, that we're very aware of what is true for us, what is not true for us, what is worthwhile, what is not worthwhile. And a lot of people, they just don't know. So I think one-sided relationships are birthed from a lack of awareness. I I think that's it. Like people have a lot of wounds from their childhood, and they've been, conditioned and impressed upon in such a way that they can't really even be themselves, and a lot of them don't even know who they are. So, when we have these encounters or interactions, we expect them to meet us where we're at, but they can't. They simply can't. And so we end up, having a lot of one-sided relationships. And I was thinking, like, is there a way to resolve this? Yes and no. So I think, like, the people that you have in your life, that the people that you truly care about, um, and that's the thing. Like, I think, like, we're trying to be 100% with people, and other people are only giving us 30 to 60% of themselves, and then the rest is just obscure to them. Like, they just don't know. And that's why we can sense when people are lying, but they don't even know that they're lying to themselves. And that's why we're so, like, desperate to make a connection, right? That we put ourselves out there, and then we get heavily disappointed when people don't meet us, and then we slam the door. But what we fail to, I think, acknowledge is that these people just don't know any better. They just don't know. And I think, like, yeah, we can help them to garner awareness just by our presence and the influence that we have on them. But as far as getting them to change, I think that change is a really hard thing to implement. Like, people aren't accustomed to making changes as drastically or as swiftly as we can, because, like I said, they just don't know how. And, because we're so accustomed to, um, I don't know, just kind of like drilling through things as we encounter them. We're accustomed to just, changing like that, but most people don't know how. And we can't expect them to. And I feel like we overextend ourselves, and we have these expectations and these false hopes that these people will catch up to where we're at. But the reality of it is, a lot of people will probably not be able to go at the same pace as you or catch up to where you're at, because they're still growing into knowing. And I think the best way to deal with it is through compassion and patience and self-acceptance and self-care, knowing that that you won't encounter many people that you'll be able to interact with 100%. It's always going to be one-sided. And I guess just understanding the dynamics, I think, provides a salve for our suffering or our pain. And then we just got to kind of accept people where they are at, and how they are at, and we can voice our insight and our opinions to the people that are within our inner circle, but have no expectations attached to it. So, you know, if they're willing and able to listen and to apply whatever is necessary to make the shift to grow alongside you, that's great. But there's no expectation, because, you know, when you expect, you just kind of like set yourself up for disappointment, right? So I've noticed, like, yeah, people just aren't as aware, not as attuned, and that's just the way it is. But I just need to keep keeping on and being myself. And I think the people who truly care about you will stick around, and the people who don't, then, you know, let them move along, and then you move along. You know, I think when you get stuck in one place and you have a hard time letting go of the reality of the situation, that's when suffering incurs as well, you know. But you can't expect people to be honest, because they don't even know that they've been living a lie, and they don't even know who they are, because they haven't really taken the time to explore those aspects of themselves, you know. Anyhow, I am still processing this idea or this concept, but yeah, if you learned something from it or it helped you in any way, that's awesome. If not, that's okay too. I just use YouTube as a tool for self-expression and a tool to help me to, I don't know myself more, because I'll replay these videos over and over to see if I can garner anything new or maybe shift my current insight. Anyhow, yes, blessings and amen.